exciting ways throughout the years. And I'm happy to be here to talk to you about embracing the strengths of cultural diversity in the UAE, something I think that has been instrumental in the success of the United Arab Emirates. Okay, when I got here, though, 27 years ago, we didn't have the comforts of home. You can imagine how it was. I mean, I don't know how long most of you have been here. I'm imagining a lot less than 26, 27 years. But we had no malls at that time. We had no English TV except for a few hours of Dubai Channel 33 at night. So whatever was on, you just watched it because you really didn't have any other choice physical. And we had only a few American fast food places to represent our cuisine. So that was kind of sad. But you didn't see many foreigners there at that time either. But each year they grew in numbers. And as they came here, the UAE progressed and began to offer more variety in terms of entertainment, clothing, food, artistic expression, and business achievements. In addition to the influx of foreign residents, the world was becoming smaller due to technological advances, so even more change was possible. It was very rapid. The UAE actually reminds me so much of my home country, the United States, because the UAE has also embraced the concept of cultural diversity. But at the same time, the UAE strives to learn from the mistakes of certain groups in American culture by holding on to indigenous culture. In the USA, from day one, America has been a home for people from around the world. Ultimately, with the exception of the Native Americans, Americans in general all originated from somewhere else. As a result, cultural diversity has been a large part of America's history and one of her biggest strengths. The concept of the melting pot was born, and the United States became the most powerful and most unique country in the world. A soup with one ingredient is only broth. It may be able to sustain you, but ultimately you'll end up malnourished and very frustrated. Broth alone is also boring, as well as tasteless and weak. But if you put in colorful vegetables and flavorful herbs and spices from around the planet, you could have a culinary masterpiece as a result. And that's actually what the America I grew up with was. Of course, the current administration might not let it stay that way. Hopefully not. We're all keeping our fingers crossed that the positive effects of that won't be reversed. But the UAE actually is home to more than 200 nationalities. And like America, the UAE has demonstrated brilliance in her leadership by drawing from the colorful and vibrant strengths that all of these cultures have to offer. We have and continue to learn much from these residents. And as a result, we now have one of the most exciting tourist destinations on the planet to call home, as well as one of the most globally thinking and most innovative environments as well. The UAE has proven herself to be a pioneer in every aspect, displaying architectural wonders, scientific achievements, innovative business trends, and vibrant artistic expression, which makes UAE a shining example for the region. However, in spite of this, the indigenous population of the UAE strive to keep their cultural identity alive. And this is often misunderstood by the many nationalities that live here. A very large part of my own bloodline, actually, comes from Ireland and the Choctaw Native American tribe. Yet, sadly, I don't know a single word in Gaelic, the traditional ancestral language of Ireland. And I don't know a single word from the indigenous language of the Choctaw tribe either. I couldn't tell you the difference between the native dress of the Choctaw and the Cherokee. And I couldn't even comment on traditional foods or ceremonies. It's important to remember tragic losses like this, and those of us who have inherently lost our native cultures, so that many other cultures like the UAE can learn how to avoid such a travesty. While in both cases of the American Irish and the Choctaw descendants, our loss of cultural awareness was forced upon us by oppression and persecution, the lesson for other cultures is still valid. As philosopher George Santayana once said, those who are unaware of their past are destined to repeat it. Passing on our cultural heritage is crucial for future generations so that they may learn from it and retain the strengths that it has to teach us. At the same time, we mustn't shy away from embracing the future. And the UAE keeps on proving every day how strong she is in keeping this delicate balance. The Holy Quran teaches us that if Allah had willed it so, He would have created us as one people, one race, but we were created as different types of people so that we can learn from one another. Surah 49, verse 14 of the Holy Quran says, and this is the English translation, mind you, O people, we created you from a male and a female and made you into nations and tribes so that you may know one another. Verily, the noblest of you is in the sight of Allah is the most God-fearing of you. Surely Allah is all-knowing, all-aware. So let's continue to keep this in mind and keep this spirit as we forge on towards global unity and cultural understanding in our beautiful United Arab Emirates. Thank you.
Thank you.